When she was going to die from cancer, she found her true love. Hazel Grace Lancaster is a 16-year-old living in Indianapolis. She has thyroid cancer that has spread to her lungs, so she relies on an oxygen tank to breathe. To help her mother's worry, she reluctantly starts attending a cancer support group. That's where she meets Augustus Gus Waters, a witty and charming 17-year-old cancer survivor who lost a leg to osteosarcoma. Hazel and Gus bond instantly. He senses her intelligence and humor beneath the illness, and she appreciates his kindness and curiosity. They agree to swap favorite books. Gus gives Hazel The Price of Dawn, and in return, Hazel gives Gus An Imperial Affliction, a novel about a girl with cancer that ends abruptly, mirroring Hazel's own fear that life could end before the story is complete. Gus is determined to give Hazel a real ending. With help from a wish-granting foundation, he surprises her with tickets to Amsterdam so they can meet the novel's reclusive author, Peter Van Houten. Before the trip, she got sick again. Doctors worry Hazel may not be healthy enough to travel, especially after she ends up in the ICU. But little days later, she and her parents allow the trip. In Amsterdam, they're treated kindly to dinner paid for by Van Houten. During the meal, Gus tells Hazel he loves her. That night, they share their walk on the streets. The next day, they meet Van Houten, but he's rude, mean, and drunk. He refuses to answer their questions about his novel. They had an argument at that time. Hurt and angry, they leave. Van Houten's assistant, Lidawai, invites them to the Anne Frank house to make up for the bad experience. There, Gus and Hazel share a beautifully tender moment and a kiss. The next morning, Gus reveals his cancer has returned and is now terminal. Heartbroken, Hazel supports him as they return home. One night, things get bad. Gus called Hazel for help. When she came to help him, his situation has got worse. Gus is hospitalized, and they found he is going to die soon. When Gus came back home, Hazel took him for a picnic. And later, he arranges a pre-funeral with his best friend Isaac, who has loosed his eyes, and Hazel. Hazel quotes Van Houten about larger and smaller infinities, and she did a speech about Gus saying she would not trade this time with Gus for anything. Days later, at one night, her phone rings. She didn't answer because she knew that message is about her boyfriend's dead. She cried so hard. At his funeral, Hazel is shocked to see Van Houten there. He tells her Gus made him come, his final wish. But with anger, she go away. A few days later, Hazel learns Gus had sent her a note.
Oh my God.
She discovers it was written by Van Houten at Gus's request. It was meant as a eulogy, telling Hazel he chose to let this life hurt him because loving her was worth it. And in the letter, he mentioned that how much he loved her and every memory he created with her. Overwhelmed, Hazel lies on the grass and stares at the stars.
Okay, Hazel Grace.
In the movie's final moment, she whispers,
Okay.